Good morning, students. In previous class, we have seen the definitions of non-ideal solutions which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law, non-ideal solution which shows negative deviation from Raoult's law, even ideal solution also. In this way, I wrote the definitions also, same as it is. You can write it in the classwork. And even we have seen the example for non-ideal solutions which show positive deviation from Raoult's law. In today's class, we will continue with the next example, in which we are going to see non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Okay, for that I am going to take example. Non-ideal solution which shows negative deviation from Raoult's law. To explain this negative deviation from Raoult's law, we need to consider one example. So I am going to consider that example, that is solution of chloroform and acetone. Solution of chloroform and acetone. Now individually, first I am going to consider acetone in a beaker. Acetone formula is CH3 C double bond O CH3 and chloroform formula is CHCl3. Acetone formula is CH3 C double bond O CH3. Chloroform formula is CHCl3. In between acetone molecules, we have dipole-dipole attractions. It is not hydrogen bond, it is dipole-dipole attraction. And in between chloroform molecules also, we have dipole-dipole attractions. Because of these dipole-dipole attractions at a particular temperature, some chloroform molecules, acetone molecules, will be converted into gaseous state, and those number will be, let us consider at room temperature, 10 molecules are there. When we take only acetone, pure acetone, in that gaseous state 10 molecules are in equilibrium with the liquid acetone. We can expect P naught of acetone. Let A is equal to acetone and B is equal to chloroform. Okay, then P naught of A is equal to 0.2 atmospheres. Because of this dipole-dipole forces, P naught of A is equal to 0.2 atmospheres. In the same way, here chloroform molecules, after some time, some chloroform molecules will be going into vapor state, and that number is also almost like 10. We are going to take 11, 12 like that. 12 molecules are there. Because of the 12 molecules, P naught of B is equal to 0.25 atmosphere. P naught of B is equal to 0.25 atmosphere. This is normal condition. Because of these dipole forces, here also dipole forces. Now we are going to prepare one solution by mixing these two, chloroform and acetone. In this liquid form, chi A is equal to 0.5, chi B is equal to 0.5. Mole fraction of acetone is equal to 0.5. Mole fraction of chloroform is also 0.5. Like that I have taken the solution, ma. For your understanding purpose, I am explaining that one. Is it okay? Now let us see. If it is chi A is equal to 0.5, partial vapor pressure of A is equal to P naught A into chi A, 0.2 into 0.5 is equal to 0.1 atmosphere. Same, Pb is equal to P naught B into chi B. P naught B is 0.25 into chi B 0.5, 0.125. Pb is equal to 0.125, Pa is equal to 0.1. Then according to our calculation, Pa plus Pb is equal to 0.1 plus 0.125 is equal to 0.225 atmospheres. This is our expected value. Please once again observe carefully. For your understanding purpose only, I took the numericals, ma, because by numericals it will be easily understood. That's why this is expected value only. Pa plus Pb is equal to 0.225. It is expected value only. But practically, after completion of the experiment, scientists observed that capital P experimental value as 0.2 atmosphere. Or otherwise 0.1 atmosphere we can consider. P experimental value 0.1 atmosphere. Normal, according to our dipole forces calculation, if you have done, we are getting 0.225 atmosphere. This is expected value. Experimental value is lower than expected value. Means total pressure P is less than Pa plus Pb. P is less than Pa plus Pb. The type of solution is called non-ideal solution, which shows negative deviation from Raoult's law. This is normal explanation. Now we have to understand that why it is showing less value when compared to our expected value. Why experimental value is less than our expected value? That is because when chloroform and acetone are mixed, when acetone and chloroform are mixed, between chloroform and acetone, hydrogen bond will be formed. Between chloroform, oxygen is there, okay na, and hydrogen present in chloroform. Sorry, this is acetone, ma. In acetone with oxygen and in chloroform hydrogen bond is formed. That hydrogen bond is stronger than dipole forces. So solute solvent attractions are stronger than solute attractions or solvent attractions. Because of that, these chloroform molecules and acetone molecules, they will go to vapor state in less amount when compared to our expectation. Our expectation is 0.225 atmosphere, means let us consider 20 molecules must be there. 15 molecules of chloroform and 5 molecules of acetone must be there. But because of this new bond attraction, that means hydrogen bond, intermolecular force is getting strong. Between acetone and chloroform, intermolecular force is getting strong. Okay, because of that intermolecular force is getting strong, unexpectedly less number of molecules, totally we are expecting 20 molecules, but they are going with only 15 molecules. because of high intermolecular force. Suddenly it is formed between the molecules after mixing the solution, after the formation of solution. Because of that, less number of molecules are entering into the gaseous state. Because of that, less vapor pressure is observed. That means P experimental is less than expected, Pa plus Pb. So I wrote P is less than Pa plus Pb. And one more thing, here carbon is bonded to 3 high electronegative chlorines. These 3 chlorines completely they will pull the electrons from carbon and giving very less electron density. Because of this electron density is very less for carbon, it will pull electrons from hydrogen to be stable. Because carbon cannot pull electrons from chlorine. Because chlorine is more electronegative than carbon. That's why carbon will pull electrons from hydrogen. Because of that, hydrogen is developed by partial positive charge, which is enough to form hydrogen bond with oxygen present in acetone, which is enough to form hydrogen bond with oxygen of acetone. That's why there is a hydrogen bond formation between acetone and chloroform in the solution. Because of that, unexpectedly less number of molecules will be entered into the gaseous form. Then vapor pressure will be reduced. Experimental vapor pressure is less than expected vapor pressure. That is called P is less than Pa plus Pb. This is the example for non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Immediately now we will see the definition. See, the solution in which solute-solvent interactions are stronger than. Here, solute-solvent interactions are getting stronger because this is hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is stronger than dipole-dipole forces and dipole-dipole forces. So this hydrogen bond is getting stronger. That's why, see, a solution in which solute-solvent attractions are stronger than solute-solute attractions or solvent-solvent attractions is called non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Previously, old strong bonds are broken. That means between alcohol molecules, hydrogen bond is there, that is broken by N-hexane. Because of that hydrogen bond is broken, more number of molecules are entered into the gaseous form. Because of that, P experimental value is greater than Pa plus Pb. Now P experimental value is less than Pa plus Pb because of new attraction is formed. So when a solution is formed, if solute and solvent are formed by new attractions, that is called non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. If old attractions present in solute or solvent are broken down and weak forces are formed, that is called, what is that, non-ideal solutions which show positive deviation from Raoult's law. Automatically more number of molecules will be entered into the gaseous form in positive deviation. Less number of molecules will be entered into the gaseous form in negative deviation. This is the example. Example, solution of chloroform and acetone. For positive deviation, example is alcohol and N-hexane. This is about non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Next we have to see ideal solution example. Ideal solution, what is the definition? The solution in which solute-solvent attractions are equal to solute-solvent attractions are equal to solute-solute attractions or solvent-solvent attractions is called ideal solution. Now I am going to consider that ideal solution example. Example for ideal solution is N-hexane and N-heptane. N-hexane formula is C6H14. N-heptane formula is C7H16. Between C6H14 and C6H14, we have weak van der Waals forces. between C7H16 and C7H16 we have weak van der Waals forces. Okay, even after the addition of these two to form a solution between C6H14 and C7H16, weak van der Waals forces are only there. There are no new forces or old forces are broken or new forces are formed. Weak van der Waals forces are only existed between them. So between solute and solvent, what are the attractions present? Between solvent and solvent, what are the attractions present? Between solute and solvent also, same type of attractions will be present. Because of that, our experimental value is equal to expected value PA plus PB. So finally we can write capital P is equal to PA plus PB, in which these ideal solutions will obey Raoult's law also. Example for that one ideal solution is N-hexane and N-heptane. P experimental is equal to PA total pressure. This is total pressure experimental is equal to PA plus PB expected. That means calculated value. If both are same, because solute solvent attractions will be same as solute solute attractions and solvent solvent attractions. In this condition, ideal solutions will be formed, and these ideal solutions will obey Raoult's law at any condition. Okay, ma? Now immediately we can see what about the definition of this ideal solution. Already we have seen, ma. The solution in which solute solvent attractions are equal to solute solute attractions or solvent solvent attractions is called ideal solution. Okay, ma? This is about explanation regarding ideal solutions and non-ideal solutions by taking the examples also. I hope you are clear. Now we will take graphs and we have to explain, ma. Those graphs let us consider. First I am going to consider graph for ideal solution. Generally graphs are nothing but x-axis and y-axis we know very well. Here I am going to consider x-axis and two y-axis which are parallel to each other, because we have solute and solvent, two components are there, na? So one y-axis is representing solute and another y-axis is representing solvent. In between them we can see solutions with different mole fractions of solute and solvent. That's why I considered two y-axis, ma. Okay, on x-axis I have taken mole fraction. Mole fraction chi. At this point chi A is equal to 1, chi B is equal to 0, meaning completely it is pure solute. Let A is equal to solute, comma B is equal to solvent. Left side this curve is there, this is showing 1 minute, ma. On x-axis it is mole fraction. Correctly at this point chi A is equal to 1, that means completely it is present as pure solute. Chi B, no solvent is there. At this point chi A is equal to 0, chi B is equal to 1. Only pure solvent is there, which is not containing any solute. This one. On y-axis it is mentioning vapor pressure. On y-axis we are going to mention it as vapor pressure. Okay, Let us consider left side, it is solute ma. Already we told na, A means solute. It has some vapor pressure P naught of A, pure vapor pressure. This is P naught of A. It has some vapor pressure, means some value will be there. Directly I am going to take that value and I am going to explain. Numerically it is easy for us to understand. So here I am going to take it as P naught of A as 4 atmospheres. This point ma, observe this point correctly. At this point it is P naught of A, which is 4 atmospheres. Means from here to here this is 4 atmospheres. Here I am going to consider 5 atmospheres. Or here I am going to consider 5 atmospheres ma. Okay, now on this we are going to take it as only solvent. Solvent here, this point from here to here, this is called P naught of B. P naught of B value is 4 atmospheres. P naught of B is 4 atmospheres. Now in between them we are going to take various solutions. Those solutions total pressure is following this line. If it is on the line, that is total pressure P is equal to PA plus PB. This line is representing total pressure P is equal to PA plus PB. Is it okay? Now I am going to explain by taking the numerical values ma. First I am going to tell once again. P naught of A is equal to 5 atmospheres, it is fixed. P naught of B is equal to 4 atmospheres. Here one solution I am going to prepare at this point. Observe the correctly. At this point I am going to prepare let us see that P naught of A is equal to 5 atmospheres, P naught of B is equal to 4 atmospheres. I am going to consider one point in between solute and solvent. This is the solution ma. At this point I prepared the solution with chi A is equal to 0.9 and chi B is equal to 0.1. At this point a solution contains both components na. So in that solution chi A is equal to 0.9, chi B is equal to 0.1. Is it clear? Now PA is equal to P naught A into chi A. P naught A value is 5 into chi A value 0.9 is equal to 4.5. Coming to this one, PB is equal to P naught B into chi B. P naught B value is 4 atmospheres into chi B value is 0.1, which is equal to 0.4. This is PA and this is PB. Now at this point total pressure P is equal to PA plus PB, which is equal to 4.5 plus 0.4, which is 4.9. Observe, P naught A value is 5 atmospheres. At this point total pressure is, now only we found 4.9 atmospheres. 4.9 is slightly lower than 5, so the point will be fallen on here. Is it correct? The point will be fallen here. Observe this calculation and observe the point carefully ma. If you observe at this point total pressure is 4.9 atmospheres. By this we calculated. By taking the help of these numerical values we can understand ma. That's why I took. Now observe this. This is 5 atmosphere. This is 4.9. Now I am going to take one more solution here. and I'm going to calculate. You will get here definitely. Let us see that calculation. Next, I am going to take chi A is equal to 0.8, chi B is equal to 0.2. Every time chi A plus chi B is equal to 1 ma. So when I decrease chi A, automatically chi B value must be increased. Means like that only solution will be prepared. Automatically it will be done. Okay. Chi A is equal to 0.8, chi B is equal to 0.2. Already P naught A is constant, 5 atmosphere. P naught B is equal to 4 atmosphere. Okay, now I am going to calculate PA. PA is equal to P naught A into chi A, 0.8. PB is equal to P naught B into chi B, 0.2. 5 into 0.8, 4.0. PB is equal to 4 into 0.2, 0.8. Total pressure at this point, P is equal to PA plus PB is equal to 4.8. So by taking these values, this solution, see, by preparing chi A is equal to 0.8, chi B is equal to 0.2, at this point, second point ma, see, chi A is equal to 1, here 0.9, 0.1, here 0.8, 0.2. We got 4.8, that 4.8 slightly smaller than 4.9. Correctly at this point, it is 4.8. Next, if you see 4.7, we will get. Next 4.6, 4.5. One more calculation I will do ma. After that it will be continued and it will reach up to here. Chi A is equal to 0, chi B is equal to 1. So in between this solute and solvent, we are going to prepare with various concentrations of solutions. Every point is mentioning one concentration. Like that, 10 points we can consider. Okay, at these 10 points, if we go through correctly, it is on the line only. Those total pressures are on the line. That means P is equal to PA plus PB. This is the graph for ideal solution. Now I will take one more concentration. We completed this one and this point. Now third point I am going to consider. At this third point, chi A is equal to 0.7, chi B is equal to 0.3. Already P naught A is fixed 5 atmospheres, P naught B is equal to 4 atmospheres. Now PA is equal to 5 into 0.7 is equal to 3.5. PB is equal to 4 into 0.3 is equal to 1.2. Total pressure P is equal to PA plus PB is equal to 3.5 plus 1.2 is equal to 4.7. P received 4.8, now it is 4.7. Now 4.7 means immediately next lower value. The point is observed at here. Third solution. Fourth solution 4.6. Fifth solution 4.5. Next solution 4.4. Next solution 4.3. Next solution 4.2. Next solution 4.1. Like that I prepared the solutions. Correctly we are going to get one straight line. That solutions vapor pressure, total vapor pressure is in between 5 atmospheres and 4 atmospheres. We are getting exactly straight line. That is called graph for ideal solution. Okay, and I am going to take here only solute graph as well as only solvent. This is PA is equal to P naught A into chi A. This line is representing PB is equal to P naught B into chi B. This is for only solute, this is for only solvent. In the same way, if you do calculation with only, see at this point, what is the PA value? At this concentration, what is the PA value? Only PA value is 4.5. This is 5, this is 4.5. Next, 4.0. 4.5, 4.0, like that it is going to decrease. In the same way, this value is getting increased. This is for only solvent, this is for only solute. This is the graph for ideal solution. This line is representing only solute, this line is representing only solvent. See, at this concentration, what is PA value? At this concentration, what is PA value? At this concentration, what is PA value? Like that, if you want to check here chi A is equal to 0.9, here chi A is equal to 0.8, here chi A is equal to 0.7. Like that, it is going on decreasing and it is becoming 0 because chi A is equal to 0. Like this. Is it okay? This is the graph for ideal solution. This is only total pressure. This line is representing total pressure. This line is representing solute and this line is representing solvent. Okay, this total numerical calculations no need to write in the classwork, because for your understanding purpose only, intentionally I took and I explained correctly. If you draw this graph, it is enough. Those values also no need to mention in your classwork. Okay, for understanding purpose only I told. This is the graph for ideal solution. Next, in the same way, we can see for non-ideal solutions which show positive deviation from Raoult's law graph. Okay, see here, P is greater than PA plus PB. That means ideal solution which show positive deviation from Raoult's law. Non-ideal solution which show positive deviation from Raoult's law. Its graph is here chi A is equal to 0, chi A is equal to 1, chi B is equal to 0. Here chi A is equal to 0, chi B is equal to 1. Okay? Here P naught A, P naught B will not be affected, but it will show higher value when compared to expected value. This is expected value dotted line. That means if it is on the line, it is following Raoult's law. But it is above the line, so it is showing positive deviation from Raoult's law. This is P naught of A, this is P naught of B. This is vapor pressure. Y-axis is mentioning vapor pressure, x-axis is mentioning mole fraction. In the same way, if you take individual it should be dotted line if it follows Raoult's law, but it is showing above value, positive deviation. Same way, dotted line if it is showing Raoult's law, if it is following Raoult's law, but this one also will show above. So in this way, a graph for positive deviation, non-ideal solution which show positive deviation. From Raoult's law. In the same way, we can draw a graph for negative deviation also. On x-axis mole fraction, chi A is equal to 0, chi B is equal to 1, chi A is equal to 1, chi B is equal to 0. On y-axis vapor pressure, this is P naught of A and this is P naught of B. If this dotted line is mentioning Raoult's law, it will show negative deviation means below, like this it will be. Like that, if you take for individual one, it will also show below, like this. This is the graph which shows non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. P is less than PA plus PB. Is it clear, ma? I hope you are clear about these graphs. These are the three graphs. This is representing ideal solution, straight lines. These are showing negative deviation from Raoult's law and positive deviation. This is negative deviation from Raoult's law. This is positive deviation from Raoult's law. These dotted lines are representing if they follow Raoult's law. That means idealness. This is below that one. It will show actual value is this one only. Experimental value. This is expected. This is experimental value. When experimental value is less than expected value, it will show negative deviation. This is experimental value. This is expected value. When experimental value is more than expected value, it will show positive deviation. Okay, ma. Next, coming to non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation, positive deviation from Raoult's law. Which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. Non-ideal solution which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. P is greater than PA plus PB. Delta H is greater than 0. Delta V is also greater than 0. What is this delta H and what is this delta V? For example, let us consider solute and solvent is mixed to form a solution. What is meant by positive deviation? A new already present attraction must be broken down. Is it correct or not? Positive deviation means already strong attraction is there. When it is formed like a solution, that strong attraction is going to be broken down. When it is broken down, the particles are little bit far away from each other. They are going to be little bit far away from each other. When they are going to be little bit far away from each other, total volume is going to be increased. Suppose if you take 11.5 ml of solute, 12.5 ml of solvent, total if you take our expected value is 11.5 plus 12.5. 24 ml must be. Is it correct? But resultant value it will show 25 ml of solution. Because the molecules attractions are broken down. When the molecules attractions are broken down, what will be happened? When the molecules attractions are broken down, molecules will move away from each other. Their volume little bit far away. The molecules are little bit far away from each other. Their net resultant volume is increased. See, 25 ml is our experimental value. 24 ml is our expected value. 25 minus 24 is called delta V. Delta V is equal to 25 minus 24. This is experimental value. This is expected value. Because the molecules are moving away, that's why unexpectedly 25 ml it is showing. 25 minus 24, 1. 1 is greater than 0, that's why delta V is greater than 0. Just remember, greater than symbol, for everything greater than only. Now coming to this delta H is greater than 0, it is endothermic. Endothermic means energy will be absorbed. See, when the molecules forces are getting broken down, energy will be absorbed only. When the new attractions are formed, energy will be released. When the old attractions are broken down, here attractions are broken down, energy will be released. Energy is released means delta H is equal to positive, endothermic process. Delta H is equal to positive means delta H is greater than 0. These are the conditions for non-ideal solutions which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. P is greater than Pa plus Pb, delta H is greater than 0, delta V is also greater than 0. Next, non-ideal solution which shows negative deviation from Raoult's law. P is less than Pa plus Pb, delta H is less than 0, delta V is less than 0. Meaning, if you take 24 ml of A and 14 ml of B, our expected value is 38 ml, but it will show 37 ml. 37 ml is experimental value because new attractions are formed. When new attractions are formed, the molecules will come closer. When they are coming closer, space between them decreases. Automatically volume decreases. So it is showing 37 ml only. Our expected value is 38 ml, but it is showing 37 ml. Then delta V is equal to 37 minus 38. Experimental value minus expected value. It will become minus 1. Minus 1 means less than 0. That's why I wrote delta V is less than 0. Even here delta H is less than 0 because it is exothermic process. Old attractions are broken down. When the attractions are broken down, energy will be released. Here for showing that negative deviations, new attractions will be formed. Sorry for that one, by mistakenly I told attractions will be broken. Here attractions are broken, so energy will be absorbed. Here attractions are formed, because of that energy will be released. When energy is released, that is called exothermic process. Delta H is less than 0. That means we will get delta H value negative. Okay, this is about non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. And what about ideal solutions? Ideal solutions, total pressure P is equal to Pa plus Pb. Delta H is equal to 0. Because no energy will be absorbed, no energy will be released. And delta V is also 0. Meaning, if you take 24 ml of A and 14 ml of B, the expected value is 38 ml. Even experimental value is also 38 ml. Delta V is equal to 38 minus 38, 0. This is the information about ideal and non-ideal solutions. Complete information. These are commonly called liquid-liquid solutions. Liquid-liquid solutions are classified into two types: ideal solutions and non-ideal solutions. Non-ideal solutions are again two types. Non-ideal solutions which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law, non-ideal solutions which shows negative deviation from Raoult's law. And this is complete information. Okay, I hope you are clear. In this liquid solutions, our final side heading is azeotropic mixtures. These are also solutions only. Now the definition of this one: The solutions in which composition of solute and solvent in gaseous form and liquid form is same are called azeotropic mixtures. The solutions in which composition of solute and solvent in gaseous form and liquid form is same are called azeotropic mixtures. Because of gaseous form and liquid form composition of both solute and solvent, explanation of this one, let us take a solution which is prepared by azeotropic mixture contains A and B in liquid form. If you heat this solution, gas particles A as well as gas particles B also will be present. In liquid form, what is the composition of A and B? Like that, in gaseous form also both A and B will be present, almost equal composition. In liquid form, what is the composition they have? In gaseous form also they will contain same composition, that is gaseous form. This type of solutions are called azeotropic mixtures. Azeotropic mixtures cannot be separated by components in azeotropic mixtures, cannot be separated by fractional distillation. To separate the components by fractional distillation, first only one component must be converted to gaseous state, then it will be separated and liquid form will be present as B. That means lower boiling point liquid will be separated first. In the beaker, higher boiling point liquid will be present. Suppose water and alcohol. Water boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade. Alcohol boiling point is 70 degrees centigrade. These can be separated by using fractional distillation. Is it okay, ma? That type of condition will not be happen in azeotropic mixtures because both A components and B components are present in gaseous form as well as in liquid form. So they cannot be separated by using fractional distillation. To separate by using fractional distillation, any one component only must be present in gaseous state. Then first that one will be separated, and in liquid form we can have other component. Is it okay, ma? One more time. The solutions in which composition of solute and solvent in gaseous form and liquid form is same are called azeotropic mixtures. Components in azeotropic mixtures cannot be separated by fractional distillation. By using fractional distillation, we can separate the components whose compositions in gaseous form and liquid form are different. That means only A will be present in gaseous form or B will be present in gaseous form. Those type of mixtures are only separated by fractional distillation. Those type of mixtures will not form azeotropic mixtures. Is it okay? This is the definition of azeotropic mixture, and they cannot be separated by using fractional distillation. There are two types of azeotropic mixtures. Actually, non-ideal solutions will form azeotropic mixtures. There is no difference between non-ideal solution and azeotropic mixture. Non-ideal solutions are of two types. Positive deviation from Raoult's law, negative deviation from Raoult's law. Like that, azeotropic mixtures are also two types, same. Okay, the solution, non-ideal solution which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law will form minimum boiling azeotrope. Non-ideal solution which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law will form minimum boiling azeotrope, and non-ideal solution which shows negative deviation from Raoult's law will form maximum boiling azeotrope. Two types of azeotropic mixtures, minimum boiling azeotrope and maximum boiling azeotrope. Minimum boiling azeotrope is formed by non-ideal solutions which show positive deviation from Raoult's law. Maximum boiling azeotrope is formed by negative deviation, means non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Okay, this is the information about azeotropic mixtures. First, once again, solutions in which composition of solute and solvent in gaseous form and liquid form is same are called azeotropic mixtures. Components in azeotropic mixture cannot be separated by fractional distillation. Okay, because they have equal compositions in gaseous form as well as in liquid form. Both A and B will be present in gaseous form as well as in liquid form also. Both A and B are present. Non-ideal solutions will form azeotropic mixtures. Non-ideal solutions are of two types, same like the azeotropic mixtures are also two types. Non-ideal solutions which show positive deviation from Raoult's law will form minimum boiling azeotrope. Non-ideal solutions which show negative deviation from Raoult's law will form maximum boiling azeotrope. Okay, this is about azeotropic mixtures. So, complete information. Initially we have seen one tabular column. Coming to this tabular column, liquid solutions are of two types, ideal solutions, non-ideal. Okay, these are nothing but azeotropic mixtures. This is minimum boiling azeotrope, this is maximum boiling azeotrope. Ideal solutions will not form azeotropic mixtures, simply those are ideal solutions only. Okay, this is the complete information about liquid solutions. By this we completed second part of solutions concept, that is liquid solutions regarding Raoult's law, partial vapor pressure, all these things. Okay, ma? By this we completed second part, and we are going to continue with next concept, that is third part of solutions concept, this colligative properties. We will start with the next class. This is about today's class. I hope you are very clear about the concept. Okay, thank you all, have a nice day.